going on, guys? I thought I would just give everybody the update. It's been about 10 days since I had my surgery, and I wanted to kind of let you guys know what my process was a couple days before all the way up until today. The few days before I actually had the surgery, I had to do a lot of running around, talking to different doctors, different authorizations with my insurance, which if you guys ever have like a major surgery and you're going through insurance, like please make sure that you are like diligent about calling them, squeaky wheel gets the oil kind of a thing. It's the same exact thing for insurance. Like, they're not going to approve your shit unless you like say that it's urgent. If they deem it urgent from your doctor, like let them know, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get that right away. Then I also had to get my knee brace. It's like a special kind of knee brace that locks at certain angles. And that shit, I had to drive all the way to Downey from where I live in like Hollywood area. And for those who know in LA, like that's not an easy drive, like whatsoever, especially when you have like a broken knee. So I drove like a whole hour over there just to pick it up. It works, it's really nice, and then drove back. Then the night before, my mom actually thankfully flew into town to try and help Alicia and help take care of me. Also to see my brother's like brand new baby. It was just a little added treat, but yeah. And so then we cut to the day of the surgery. I was nervous. I don't think I ever told you guys why I was kind of nervous. Usually surgeries and stuff don't really like bother me. Like my pain tolerance is pretty good, but when I was 16, I had an appendectomy, and there were complications with the appendectomy. Like while I was under, one of my lungs had collapsed and the other one was filled with fluid. So it was like pretty scary at the time. I didn't necessarily know. I was just a kid. I was like 16, but it was, kind of nerve-wracking to hear about. So I was a little nervous about going under this time. On the way to surgery, my amazing fiance got me a pack of cards because she knows that like I was nervous, and she knows that I love to collect Pokemon cards, and I haven't opened up a pack in such a long time just because I've been dealing with all this stuff, and it's just you kind of ignore your hobbies when you're trying to take something like this kind of serious, and this happened. Hello everybody. This is for my blog, obviously. We're getting ready for surgery. I'm here with my beautiful fiance and my beautiful mother. And my fiance, who knows that I am an avid card collector and wanted me to not be nervous about this surgery, got me a pack of Pokemon cards, some Japanese Pokemon cards. And I pulled this. It's going to be a good surgery. I think we'll be okay. It's going to be a great recovery.
It's paid for anyway.
Thank you, baby. I could even tell you guys how excited I was. Like, the biggest hit in the entire like collection. I was over the moon. So I was like, oh, this surgery is going to go like easy. Once we got to the UCLA Health, they were very, very, very communicative. They were awesome over there. Like the ortho surgery department over at UCLA Health. Oh my gosh, they were so awesome. The anesthesiologist answered all my questions. The nurses were really nice, and made sure that I was comfortable. They made sure Alicia and my mom, who were both there for my surgery, made sure that they were all taken care of. Like, they were fantastic. Huge ups to them. So then I talked to the ortho one more time. Basically what they do is they like lay you in this bed. They have to, have you wear one of those hospital gowns. And for the area, they like had to, I have hair legs, so they had to like shave around the area for where they're going to operate. And, whatever questions you have, and they let you know specifically what they're going to do or what they're going to try to do. Essentially, like if they had to clean up anything, or if like there was a problem that wasn't in the MRI, then they'll kind of know about it. So right before it, then they give me the nerve blocker like in my leg that kind of hurts. It's like basically like afterwards the pain, you're not supposed to like just feel the nerves in your leg basically, or wherever they put it. And they put me under. The surgery was originally supposed to be 2.5 hours. It took 4 hours. Nothing bad. Just like was making sure everything was good. They basically left alone the LCL that would heal on its own. They reconstructed the MCL, and then they took part of my patellar tendon and made my new ACL basically. And then they stitched up the lateral meniscus. So everything was good. I came out. I was not feeling like loopy, like what's like funny, but I was definitely like a little bit spinny after surgery. And it was pretty intense feeling, honestly, afterwards. I wasn't in like super amount of pain, but they were able to get me get me dressed, get me into the car, and then I finally went home. Once I got home, my mom and my fiance got me all set up, and I was like laying down. It's a lot of ice. They give you a plethora of drugs, mostly like the main ones I've been taking were like aspirin and naproxen, and then ibuprofen if I wanted to switch between those and naproxen. But they also gave me like hydrocodone to help with like the major. Oh, I'm sorry. They gave me tramadol first. But then after the first, so then I'm laying on my back. They're like, okay, keep it straight, keep it in the brace, don't fuck with it. I woke up so many times in the middle of the night. I didn't realize like just the lingering pain. I wish I could like be lying or be over exaggerating when I say this, but I have a pretty high pain tolerance. I had the worst pain of my entire life the next morning, like an absolute 10, to the point where like it's like I had to wake up Alicia. It was like at 8 in the morning, and I was crying for like a solid 30 minutes. There's just like nothing you could do either, and that was like probably the worst part of it. Like that was the worst night since, but oh my gosh, I wish I could describe to you guys. It's just numbing, sore pain in one area, and you can't like stretch it out. You can't like shake it off. It's just constant. That was definitely the worst. And then that same morning, my sister flew in, and it's funny because my mom called and she's like, "Hey, how you feeling?" And I'm just like bawling my eyes out. I'm like, I don't feel good, and they felt horrible. But the pain did subside at some point. The one thing that did happen that was a little unusual was I had a lot of numbness, like in my calf, into my foot still. And they're like, oh, usually that happens with the nerve blocker that they gave me. But it had been over 24 hours. So I called my doctor. He gave me his personal number. Awesome doctor. Like I'll talk about him in a second. I'm not sure if he wants me to say his specific name, but like if anybody ever needs like an ortho, I'm sending everybody to him. He's absolutely amazing. Awesome bedside manner, like checked up on me, like awesome guy. But gave him a call, and he was like, hey, okay, that's not necessarily normal. Come into the hospital, we'll run some tests. So went in, it was a whole other day. Again, bless my fiance. That's how I know that she loves me, man. Like, she was with me the entire time, and she just stuck it out for me, man. Like, we spent what I thought was going to be like maybe a couple of hours. Like, we were there for like 6 hours, just getting tests done and waiting. But did the MRI, CT scan, X-ray, did some blood work, and found out that it wasn't anything. It was possibly like basically like fluid in the back of my knee that was pressing against a nerve that was like making the tingling sensation happen. So the doctor was just like, let's keep monitoring it. Let's give you harder drugs, that was the hydrocodone. And they gave me Oxy too, and I was like, I'm not going to take the Oxy unless I feel it like how I felt that first night, because I'm not really huge into pills like that. But then I went home, and then it was just honestly just lots of rest. Like, if you guys ever have a surgery, or if you are not comfortable being in one place at one time for a long period of time, you just got to kind of like let the healing process happen. You got to listen to your doctors, you got to listen to your ortho, your PT, and listen to your body especially. You know, he gave me exercises to work on the stiffness, range of motion stuff, and to strengthen up the quad, because there's lots of quad atrophy. But you can't push yourself. Like, your body is literally healing. A couple things that they don't necessarily tell you about that I want to kind of voice. You might have like small fevers. So there was times when I was like kind of like late at night, I'd be getting like kind of chills, and my temperature would go up, but it wasn't like a fever where it was like worrisome. It was basically, I was like under, basically over 98.6, but under like 100. And that's just basically the body processing the trauma that you went through, and it's still healing. Another thing that they don't tell you is that you might have cold sweats. Middle of the night, like I would wake up multiple times and I'm just like drenched, unfortunately. Like at some points I'd have to sleep with a towel, and this might be TMI, but I'm just trying to, let you guys know what it's like to have like a major surgery like this for just your mobility. And that can be kind of not worrisome, but just like, it's just annoying when you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like covered and your shirt's like all sticky and stuff. So definitely something to kind of look out for. But fast forward, after lots of visits from different friends, my beautiful sisters and my brother and his amazing wife and child came to visit. A bunch of my friends have come to visit, which like have been all absolutely amazing and brought me food and brought me like just lots of love. I'm overly blessed to have so many people in my life who want to support me and know that this is a hard time. So like, to you guys, thank you so much, and I love you all very much. If I don't say it enough, I think they know. I think they know how much I appreciate them. But definitely make sure you guys have a good support system around you, because you want people to know, that you are still like loved, and you are, even though like this is like a huge divot into like whether or not you have a process, like you're trying to like get back into shape, or you're like prepping for something, or even if you're just like doing a regular job. Like, those people around you will really help the time go by quicker. And honestly, I think like it's like one of those things like when you feel good, like you get better quicker. I definitely have felt that. So then we fast forward to PT. The first person that they set me up with, they didn't have me until like the end of the month. But just again, like, if you're diligent with your calls, like you'd let a PT know like, hey, can I get an earlier time, or can you put me on a list for an earlier time, like, and call every other day. You're not doing anything else. Like, and you want to get better. And for the regular person, if you're able to see a PT like sooner rather than later, that's going to help your recovery a lot more. Just because somebody's there with you, making sure that you're going to do the exercises that you need to do. That being said, if you kind of have an athletic background, or even not even that, if you're just a little bit more like disciplined about making sure that you're like, okay, every day I'm going to do the exercises 3 times and I'm going to be on top of it. They're there for a reason. Like, they're there to strengthen up your quads, work on your mobility, your range of motion. And I think that I'm a pretty prime example of that, because as I got to get my PT set up, I had been doing the exercises that my ortho gave me like every day. It would be like between watching like my new animes or new shows that people have suggested for me, movies, I would be doing my exercises. They don't take long. It's like maybe 10 minutes. And because of that, I regained strength in my leg a little bit better. Now, granted, I do have a background in like sports. Like, I do like weightlift pretty regularly before the injury. And I am 29. So those factors do kind of possibly play a part into it. But I do like to think that like if you're diligent about it still, you'll still get like the results. where I saw my ortho this last Friday. So that would be 9 days after my surgery. And he was like, wow, yeah, everything's looking really good. He's like, does it hurt? Does it this? And I was like, no, it only is like, really, it's only like tight around the knee-cap. That's like where your patella goes over the actual bone. I was like, it feels tight there, but other than that, like, I don't have much pain. I was like, I'm just trying to strengthen up my quads. He's like, okay, cool. Let's start like putting pressure on the foot. Like, you know, as long as you have your crutches and you keep your leg locked out with the brace, you could start strengthening up your leg that way, like putting pressure on it and like getting used to that. I saw my PT the same day, like later that night, because they were able to like fit me in sooner. So again, squeaky wheel. And my PT was like, okay, yeah, like this, that, and the other, like, you know, this is what we usually do. And, you know, we kind of talked and I was like, yeah, you know, I used to work in PT too. So like, I kind of was making sure that I was on top of it. He's like, yeah, wait, I'm sorry. He already has you like doing weight bearing stuff? And I was like, yeah, like, you know, I just was doing my exercises as much as I could and staying hydrated and eating the right things. And he's like, wow, like they should do a case study on you. Now, I don't say that to brag. I just say that like if you really take the right steps and listen to your doctor and listen also like to your body, don't push yourself to where it hurts or where anything is like overly uncomfortable. Granted, you are going to be uncomfortable, but like, you know, passively uncomfortable is different than like putting yourself through that pain. You know, things can work, like you'll heal up. That's why they're there. And so my PT and I were able to agree to seeing him once a week. He gave me some new exercises that are going to help me out a lot. And we're going to see each other once a week for a couple of weeks. And then we're going to go up to 2 times a week so that he can kind of challenge me a little bit more. I am still, you know, still feeling it a little bit. It's still hard to like, you know, continuously keep your leg up, ice, lay down. I want to get moving, but I gave myself, you know, the 2 weeks. I did talk to my ortho and say, hey, when am I able to get back to work? Because, you know, at least to be able to talk with people. And he said that, oh, that's true. He said that once I'm able to like get in the car comfortably, that I would be able to do it. So I'm going to be working towards that, you know, practicing, trying to get into a car comfortably. I'm probably going to give myself in like the 2 weeks from the surgery, kind of like I did before. But I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to listen to my doctors, and I'm going to be diligent about taking care of myself. And that's my update for, you know, the first like 10 days. It's an amazing day today, so I might be able to go outside. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. I mean, do you guys like these kind of story videos? Do you guys need a little bit more like detail, or like what you guys would like to know? Please, if you guys are still trying to work on your fitness and you're trying to get that started, or if you just need a little bit of extra help, don't be afraid to shoot me a DM. Or if you're ready to get started now, you can check out my fitness app at www.ShippShapeFitness.com. I'll leave a link down below also, and it's on all of my socials and stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for listening, and thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope I have more good news next week, so see you guys.